America's pastime has been a part of the Vegas community for over 40 years. And as our city grew, so did the love of the game. Now, excitement is growing for our next home team. All season long, Fox 5 and the Silver State Sports and Entertainment Network are covering athletics baseball on the field in our community. As we build our future together, America's pastime will soon call the Valley home. Play ball, Las Vegas. This is Covering the Bases with the A's.
Welcome to Covering the Bases with the A's, the first Vegas show devoted strictly to athletics baseball. Mike Davis here alongside Kevin Bollinger. Kevin, tell us what's on deck.
All right, let's look at the batting order for today's show. First up, we're talking about Jacob Wilson as he closes the gap on Aaron Judge in the AL batting race. And then, of course, we have to talk about the other A's big rookie making headlines, Nick Kurtz, and his chase for Rookie of the Year. Plus, a trip to the farm as Mariah Janos talks about the top A's prospects and their recent performances. And then later on, a one-on-one conversation with former A's pitcher and current broadcaster Dallas Braden. But first, we kick things off with Jacob Wilson.
He is chasing Aaron Judge. 2-0 pitch, into the sixth gap, a base hit. Line drive, base hit for Wilson, his second hit of the game. He has done a great job trying to close that gap against quite possibly the best offensive player in the entire league, and he's going to add another hit. Poke down the right field line, he'll push for second. Sogard gets it in, but a stand-up double for Wilson, and he has fought all night long.
All right, you saw it there, recording 3 hits versus the Red Sox on Tuesday. Wilson is closing the gap on Aaron Judge for the American League batting title. Those 3 hits helping his total rise to 138 hits on the season, raising his batting average to .319. The MLB leader for batting average, Aaron Judge, is hitting .321. So this race for AL batting title is a close one for the rookie. Shortstop A's manager Mark Kurtz spoke about the race for the batting title as Wilson closes the gap.
Yeah, it's really exciting for this young man. He's obviously swinging the bat really well since he's come back. Tonight's game with 3 hits, he continues to just, hit the baseball on the barrel. It's impressive, his ability to use the whole field as well as he does. And, it's going to be fun. It definitely is going to be fun because it doesn't seem as if he's slowing down right now.
We'll need a surge the back end of the year. 2-2 pitch. High fly ball to center. Teodosio going back. He's got no chance to get that baseball.
Yes, going yard, just what that big man does. Nick Kurtz hitting his 29th home run of the year against the Angels. That to add to his Rookie of the Year resume. Kurtz leading the final 2025 Rookie of the Year poll, receiving 39 first-place votes. Now, here's Kurtz's resume for Rookie of the Year. Dominant numbers from the A's first baseman. Kurtz pretty much leading rookies in all categories. First in home runs, RBI, extra base hits, slugging percentage, and OPS. He's second in batting average, only to his teammate Jacob Wilson, who is first in that category, as we just talked about, with a .319 average. And get this, he just played his 100th game as a big leaguer just on Tuesday night. So those numbers in a fewer amount of games than a lot of other players. Nick Kurtz asked about his success that he's had in his rookie campaign.
I wouldn't have believed him. And I envisioned myself getting up at some point throughout the year. As early as I did and having as much success, it's really been a blessing. So just hope we can keep using what we're doing. We're playing really good baseball right now. Pretty much the whole second half we have been. Keep using that to the rest of September and into next year.
So Kevin, Jacob Wilson is having one of the best career starts we've ever seen in the sport. And when you talk about hitting and prowess and acumen, you mentioned guys like Tony Gwynn, the Hall of Famer. So let's talk about this. Nick Kurtz is the other Rookie of the Year candidate. 2 franchise young cornerstone guys, Jacob Wilson, Nick Kurtz. How does a team like this early on, how do they manage expectations, make sure that the development continues but things don't get out of hand?
Well, it's a good problem to have, right? I think any organization would love that. The A's likely going to have the players that finish 1-2 with the Rookie of the Year voting. And think about that and what that can mean for the future, because you're talking about seeing the other young talent around Kurtz and Wilson, and it's got to get A's fans excited. That doesn't come along for a franchise very often. Now, as for the expectation, that does come with the territory. There's no question that there's going to be higher expectations for both of those players next season and beyond. But here's the key thing here. For as great as Kurtz and Wilson have been on the field, they're really kind of easygoing and mentally balanced as there is in the game right now. And that's the combination that's going to help them kind of deal with all of those expectations. That's one thing that maybe people don't see on the field that's going to help them off of it.
Okay, two young guns that are really going to be the face of the franchise moving forward, and they already are, which is cool stuff. All right, so on deck, A's insider Jessica Kleinschmidt. She's going to join the show. We're talking Kurtz and the expectations for the rest of the season. And later, a trip to the farm. Mariah Janos has all you need to know about the young studs going off in the A's farm system.
You're watching Covering the Bases with the A's.
All right, so now I am joined by A's insider Jessica Kleinschmidt. Jessica, great to be with you. Let's talk a little bit about Nick Kurtz, as we always do on this show. Of course, favorite for American League Rookie of the Year, but I was reading an article on MLB.com just about how historic this guy's play has been since All-Star break. He's leading the majors in OPS, slugging percentage, second in batting average, and leads the majors in runs scored. So historic stuff. He's starting to get in the conversation with the names and guys like Ted Williams, Barry Bonds. It's impressive. He even said he's proud of the pitches that he's hitting. He's proud of his patience, a lot of things. Tell us what you've seen so far. And this has just become so much more than a Rookie of the Year candidate.
Absolutely. We're talking about a guy who, in his first couple months of playing in the bigs, you're in the Hall of Fame for historical night. And you're right. These little things that we talked about with him, he definitely has the advanced approach at the plate because we know he can hit home runs. The power is certainly there. But for a rookie, we want to see how patient they are at the plate. He's actually walking more and even, hitting leadoff. And he's been great at that as well. And Mark Kotze said, for a guy like that, you want to give him as many at-bats as possible. When you have a guy of that much power, you're probably going to see him third, fourth, fifth in the lineup, but it's nice to have that quote issue where you can put him in multiple spots. And just like you said, I mean, especially for a rookie and how proud he is of what he can do at the plate, it's the small things, hitting opposite field. And you mentioned he's happy with the pitches that he's getting. And these major league pitchers are not scared to throw at him. And it's something that people don't really think about because when I talked to Brent Rooker about it, the maturation process, yeah, you hit opposite field, you're patient at the plate, but when you have the biggest names in baseball, former Cy Young Award winners and multiple all-star selects throwing their best pitches at you and doing well, that means you're probably ahead of the curve. Now, he finally has his 100th game playing this season. And when you take a look back at that deadline or looking up those first 100 games, I don't think you can compare his rookie campaign to anybody else's that I've personally seen, but it goes beyond that history. And he's doing such a good job, such a leader in the clubhouse. Defensively, he's very sound. You mentioned the comps, and the list for the comps goes on and on. I'm not a big proponent on comps. I feel like it's adding pressure to the guys, but I like when you want to mention Barry Bonds, you want to mention Jim Thome. That's great. And I think that people are obsessed with knowing what they can possibly get. And I think he's only going to get better, which is crazy to think about.
Last thing here, Jess. So there's about 16 or 17 games left in the season. What are you personally looking for with this team in those last slate of games?
It's been really fun to watch these younger guys, despite their lack of experience in the bigs. They're definitely specifically pitching above their maturation level. Luis Morales gets better with each outing. We knew the stuff was there. The velocity there is there. But his approach as far as being a pitcher and not just a thrower is certainly there. Not always going straight for the fastball in some of these at-bats. JT Ginn, of course, as well. I'm hoping Jacob Lopez can come back by the end of the season. I'm not an injury expert, so I don't really know. My goal is to see how these younger pitchers fare, and hopefully they can build off of that and go into next season. Because when it comes to the opening day starter, if it goes to Luis Severino, nobody's going to bat an eye. But there are some younger guys that could make that feat and could be that guy to get the ball on the first game of the season. So I'm really excited to see what they do. And of course, just to finish out with Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson, this small little battle. I'm calling it a small battle because I think we know who's going to get it, but it's kind of been fun to have them in the competition together with Jacob Wilson. And I think just seeing how those guys do, it's very rare for a lot of teams to have these homegrown guys who they drafted and they're still in the bigs. I think at one point in the starting lineup, there were 7 guys who were drafted by the A's at one point. And that's very rare, especially with the turnover in some of these trades and especially along the league. So watching these guys not only get better, but imagine them gaining more experience and fine-tuning those small little things. It's going to be so much fun to watch in the next few years before they head to Vegas.
Yeah, we can't wait to see the offense and the pitching, defense, all that stuff come together and sync up. Will be great stuff. Jess, thanks so much for spending some time with us. She's the best. Go follow her on X, Jessica Kleinschmidt. Thanks so much, Jess.
Thanks for having me.
Things are starting to get quiet on the farm as the minor league schedule winds down, and despite the quickly approaching offseason, the way some of these prospects have looked in the final month of play, there's a lot to look forward to within the Athletics pipeline, beginning at the high A level. Despite struggling this season, the Stockton Ports closed out the schedule on a high note with a 5-0 shutout of Visalia and picking up a series split. A contributor to the team's success in the final 2 weeks, 2025 second-round draft pick Devin Taylor, the Indiana product, thrived at the plate, logging his second 3-hit game in the past 2 weeks while setting a career high 4 RBI, including his 6th professional homer. Going up a level to Double-A, the A's top prospect, Leo DeVries, acquired in a blockbuster trade back in July, is delivering. The shortstop went 9 for 18 in 4 games for the Rockhounds, recording his first Double-A home run. The DR native is posting a .782 OPS in this final week of the season. And as for the AAA level, the Aviators are gearing up for the PCL Championship and the AAA Championship, which will be held right here at Las Vegas Ballpark. The Aviators' opponent still unknown. Tacoma is the front runner, but Sacramento is 4 games back. Anything could happen this week.
All right, after the break, Kevin is going one-on-one with former A's pitcher and broadcaster Dallas Braden. You don't want to miss this exclusive conversation.
And hey, before we hit the break, let's get in some A's trivia. On Green Gold Throwback, we are in the middle of covering the awesome mid-1970s A's, who had a lot of stars and a few MVPs too. In fact, 3 of these guys won an MVP in their career, but one of them did not. Was it Reggie Jackson, Catfish Hunter, Vida Blue, or Raleigh Fingers? We're going to find out after the break.
You're watching Covering the Bases with the A's.
We're back with the answer to the question, which of these 4 guys did not win an MVP award in their star-studded careers? The answer is Catfish Hunter. Now, Catfish was still a Hall of Famer, and he won a Cy Young Award as the best pitcher in baseball, and most importantly, he delivered where it mattered. He went undefeated across all his World Series starts for the A's, with just a .219 earned run average.
It's 1974, and the A's are coming off a couple of World Series wins, but turmoil at the top threatened to make this burgeoning dynasty all of a sudden fall apart.
A's owner Charlie Finley had helped build a juggernaut in Oakland, but manager Dick Williams was chafing under Finley's sometimes overbearing style and quit. So Finley brought on veteran manager Al Dark to replace him. Dark actually managed the team in Kansas City 8 years before. The team responded by winning their division again and beating the Orioles in the AL Championship Series again, setting up a World Series against the Dodgers, who won a league-high 102 games, with National League MVP winner Steve Garvey leading the highest scoring offense in baseball, and NL Cy Young winner Mike Marshall pitching 208 innings out of the bullpen. That's more than most starters pitch today, along with having some of the best sideburns in baseball, which is saying something during the 70s. But the A's had the best pitching staff in baseball, led by American League Cy Young winner Catfish Hunter, who came out of the bullpen in Game 1 against the Dodgers to nail down a save. The Dodgers took Game 2, and the series shifted to Oakland, where the A's won the next 3 games to put the Dodgers away 4-1, with star closer Raleigh Fingers getting a couple saves in securing him the World Series MVP trophy. This was the third consecutive World Series win for the A's. They're the only team, other than the Yankees, to rattle off 3 straight championships. But not even the Yankees did that while switching managers in the middle of it.
It takes a special team to overcome that kind of drama in the front office. So no wonder this A's team is remembered as one of the greatest of all time. But there was yet another obstacle to face, and it changed baseball forever by the mid-70s. I'm going to tell you what it is next week on Green and Gold Throwback.
Goes right to Trout. Dallas got it! He did it! He did it! There we go! Yes!
That's right, Gooby. That's right.
He did it!
That's right. That's what we're here for. That's why you came. That's why we play the game. Who wants it? You want it? Who wants it? You grab it. Oh, no.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest moments of his career. This is a guy who threw a perfect game. What a moment for A's broadcaster Dallas Braden. He's been waiting all season for this, finally catching a foul ball in the booth. A's radio announcer Johnny Gasco caught one earlier this season, and after months of trying, Braden now has one too. It happened Sunday against the Angels when superstar Mike Trout fouled off a pitch from Luis Severino. Dallas Braden snagged it, and the celebration, as you saw, ensued. Trout even signed the ball for Dallas Braden, telling him, "Nice catch." If you watch A's games on television, you've likely grown to love Dallas Braden, but he's really more than just the guy with the beard. He's a little eccentric, we all know that, and he's a whole lot of baseball with a deep passion for the Athletics.
Swing and a drive, deep to left. He's done it 4 times.
What a magical night for the Big Amish.
A's broadcaster Dallas Braden has seen it all.
Smooth as butter, baby. Churn it up.
From his perch in the booth over the last several seasons with the A's. And as this team grows from the inside out, Braden knows it starts and ends with culture. And from what he's seen, this is the foundation for something really good, both on and off the field.
When you're with a group of people from an early point in your career and you start to work your way through a system, you start to have some success, and I'd like to think that having some failure as well along the way together not only brings out the best in each other, but I think it shows that, hey, we can become resilient together, right? We create that cohesive bond together, and as we work our way through the systems, we have those failures, we have those successes that we're able to lean on that can help continue to propel us.
Braden knows the game and knows the A's organization because he lived it, spending his entire 5-year big league career with the Athletics. His numbers, by his own admission, were average, 26 and 36 with a 4.16 ERA. But Braden made a name for himself and made history on May 9th, 2010, throwing only the 19th perfect game in Major League Baseball history.
3-1 pitch, swing and a ground ball to short, picked up by Pennington, and the throw to first. He did it. Braden has thrown a perfect game.
I've long believed I was merely the vehicle that day for an emotion that I have been able to share with A's fans since that day up until now, and I'll continue to be able to share. It's the gift that continues to give. It's the longest episode of Punked that's going, because I'm waiting for Ashton at some point to pop out and go, we finally got you, it's not real, it's over. Being able to share that day and being able to have that kind of moment, it is not lost on me. My friend, that's the only reason you and I are sitting here talking to each other right now, is because I had one really good day at work.
Now he has a lot of good days at work as one of the top TV analysts in the game. And as he goes from city to city and ballpark to ballpark, Braden thinks the emerging roster on the A's will soon be able to stack up with the rest of the teams on a more consistent basis.
The talent all throughout the diamond is something to get really excited about, because it's young talent, and again, it's talent that have grown together. And I think when you start talking about building a new house, I always say, it's nice to have a nice new house. It's even better to have nice furniture to put in that house. And so with the new house propping up in Vegas, you've got incredible pieces of furniture that they're already collecting here.
Braden knows about the A's past. He appreciates it. He's lived it. But what he's most excited about is the A's future in Southern Nevada.
With the brand of baseball and just the overall culture that the green and gold are all about, I think once Vegas gets a taste of that, it'll be a marriage made in heaven.
All right, coming up, we're previewing the upcoming series with the Cincinnati Reds. From Hunter Green to Elly De La Cruz, we're telling you everything you need to know about the Reds.
This is a great day for Las Vegas.
Las Vegas has proven itself to be a great sports town and a great host to professional franchises.
It's an epic moment for our 124-year-old franchise. 2028, we have opening day out here on the Las Vegas Strip. 3, 2, 1.
A's fans get priority access to purchase season tickets in Las Vegas for just $19.01.
Now, current A's season ticket members, Aviator season ticket holders, as well as Clark County residents who secure priority access lists are going to receive purchase priority ahead of the general fan. For more information, just visit athletics.com/Vegas.
All right, now after taking on the Boston Red Sox, the Athletics set their sights on the Cincinnati Reds, a 3-game homestand against the third best team in the NL Central.
And for the A's, it's an opportunity to gain some traction in the AL West, maybe even leap past the Los Angeles Angels in the standings.
Yes, the 3-game series will be a tough one, though, as the A's will likely face 2 studs on the mound. Brady Singer, who leads the team in wins, strikeouts, and ERA. Then the guys will have to take on Hunter Green, the 6'5" right-hander, one of the most impressive young pitchers in the sport. But Kevin, when it comes to the Reds, the first name you really think of and need to know is Elly De La Cruz. Tell everybody about how special that young man is.
Yeah, one of the most dynamic players in baseball right now. De La Cruz making the push in the final 2 weeks of the season to get to 100 RBI, 100 runs, 20-plus home runs, maybe even 40 stolen bases, and he's only 23 years old.
Amazing stuff. Guys, thanks so much for joining us here on Covering the Bases with the A's. For the whole team, I'm Mike Davis, Kevin Bollinger. Thanks so much for being with us.
We'll see you next week.